Hi everyone, today I'm going to be talking about sketchbooks. I love sketchbooks. I just finished a sketchbook. In fact, if everything goes according to plan, next week's video will be a sketchbook tour of a sketchbook, which this one took me a bit longer to complete, a lot longer than I normally take. Though it wasn't because I was just taking long to draw, it was just I didn't draw in it. Which I guess that's what, I don't know. Anyway, yeah, if my voice sounds kind of funny, I just finished doing a tutorial video, which will be the week after next week's video. And I had to drink water and stuff, so my voice might sound a little funny, but that's okay. Anyway, this video here is a drawing of my original character, Malevolence, which, if I'm not mistaken, if I recall correctly, I drew him I didn't draw him last week. I drew him like 2 weeks ago, but I colored the picture of him last week, which is last week's video. If you want to go see it, yeah. And I'm drawing him again. Yep. And this is a draw this in your style drawing, which is not what it was intended to be when I started drawing it. I just wanted to test out the like when you put a grainy filter thing over your drawing and it looks like it was drawn on paper a little bit. I just wanted to test it out. And so that's kind of how this came about. And then afterwards I was like, wow, this will be a really cool draw this in your style drawing. So if you like, you can draw this in your style. And I'm very active, well, I'm pretty active on Instagram, so you can tag me on my Instagram, or you can tag me on my Twitter. My information is always in the end screen and also in the description. Anyway, that is kind of a long intro, and I should probably get to the topic, which is sketchbooks. I think sketchbooks are really important. They're kind of like a journal of your art. You can go in your sketchbook and write down stuff about your day-to-day life and things and such, but it's kind of like a journal of your art, and you can see yourself progress with your sketchbook. If you think about it, if you drew every day for a year in your sketchbook, like you drew one drawing a day in your sketchbook, it doesn't have to be like the same exact drawing every day. It could be a different drawing every day in your sketchbook. And let's say it's a 365 page sketchbook. And if you go back and look from day 1 to day 365, you will see a whole, it'll look completely different from day 1. And it's like a visual journal guide thing to how your art progresses over time, and I think it's really cool. And I noticed the other day about how something like this can kind of happen, how keeping a sketchbook can help you improve fast, especially if you draw in it regularly every day. If you can, you don't have to draw in it every day. You can draw in it whenever you like, in fact. But one day recently, while I was drawing in my sketchbook, I shaded something differently. I did like this. I'm actually looking at it now. I did this like, is it called hatching? I don't know. I kind of like went in one direction with the pencil, and then I went in a different direction. And kind of, it looks like a grid pattern. The shading looks like a grid. And it's just something I did one of these times while I was drawing, and now I've incorporated in my drawings, in my sketches. And it's not something I really did consciously. I just wanted to fill in an area really quick, and that's just how I did it. And now it's what I do now, even though I just did it. Today's Monday at the time of this recording, but I did this Saturday, and it's already just become like my thing. And it's little things like that can help you develop your style, and little things like that can also help you improve. Because let's say you draw heads a certain kind of way or something, and one day you just change something, and you don't even do it on purpose. You just decided to change it, and now all of a sudden you do it every time you draw, and then one day you change something else, and then before you know it, you're like, wow, this this looks cool. And this drawing looks better than what I used to draw. Or this looks slightly different. My style is evolving. My God. And I just found that really interesting how that happened, and I didn't even like sit down and think I'm gonna do something really different with my style today. It just did it. And also with this particular drawing that I'm drawing on the video, where I put the grain filter thing over it, I mean, something small like that, it's just something I wanted to test out because I've seen it before, and I was like, wow, that's super cool. And it's very small, and it just just that little thing, and doing that often, like let's say I did it with my next digital drawing, the next thing you know, it's just a part of my style, even though just one day I just decided to do it. And that's just I think that's just the beauty of drawing every day and just trying different things. Not even just like trying things on purpose, if that makes any sense. Just one day you just do something different. And I think sketchbooks kind of help with that, because if you draw something every day, especially if you draw a lot every day, you're bound to change something up eventually. And just by changing up something small, like how you fill in an area, which I was actually filling in I was drawing the same guy, what do you know? I was just coloring his hair. I was just filling in his hair because I wanted it to be gray as graphite, which is what I was using. I was using a pencil. And it's just something I did one day, and it's interesting how that happens, and how I just felt like that was a really good example of how art styles develop and how you just improve, because it's just something you just did one day. You just change something up, and next thing you know, boom, you're getting better, and it's your art style now. I hope that's not kind of like rambly and doesn't make any sense. I thought it was really cool when that happened. I was like, whoa, that's pretty cool. And also on the whole doing something different one day topic, a little while ago I got a Prismacolor Very Thin pencil. You can get very thin lines with that pencil. But one day I had heard about the Prismacolor Very Thin pencil, and I grabbed it one day while I was at the art store, and now it's like one of my favorite things to sketch with. And if I do the sketchbook tour next week, which I plan on doing, you'll see that there's a moment towards the beginning where I'm using mostly pencil, which, yeah, it's pretty much pencil sketches, with standard pencil sketch, HB layered pencil sketch. And then just in one of the pages, it's like, boom, this blue, very thin pencil. And then the next thing you know, it's what I'm using throughout the rest of the thing for the most part. Though toward the end, I did bring the graphite back, because good old graphite. Can't go wrong with graphite, now can you? But even with that, I still find myself wanting to go back to the very thin pencil. Like I said, you can get the very thin lines with that pencil. I should need to stop with these puns. I've used that pun before, and I don't know. I like corny jokes. But yeah, sketchbooks, they're awesome, and if you draw on them as frequently as you can change things up a little bit. Maybe not with maybe you weren't thinking about changing something up, but you just change something up one day, and next thing you know, your art style looks different, or the next thing you know, you just draw better than you did last month. Which, actually, this particular drawing, I'm pretty proud of it, and I like it. I really like it. And when I look at this drawing, I feel like, especially compared to the last digital drawing I did of this character, that was the last digital drawing I did with the character. I like that one too. But the last digital drawing that I finished on the computer, finished digitally, of this character, I like this one a lot better. The last one, compared to this one, doesn't look too great. But it's just improvement. It's slow, and it's just like I said, you just change something up one day, and the next thing you know, you just draw differently, and you draw better, and you draw smarter, and it's really cool how that works. And I just thought I'd share that with you today because I was really fascinated by that thing that I noticed on Saturday. Yeah, I need to drink some water, but I've got a little ways to go, just a little bit. Yeah, I'll talk about future videos. Yeah, next week I plan on doing a sketchbook tour of the sketchbook I've been talking about in this video. And I really like the sketchbook. I've already started on my new one. I don't really like the paper in the new one. I've had this particular brand before. It's the Artistik sketchbook. I've had the brand before. But I don't know. Maybe it's just the one I got, or maybe they changed. I don't know what's going on. It's okay though, and it seems to take marker pretty well, which is one of the things I do remember about the Artistik sketchbook. It takes marker pretty well. You can do pretty good things with the markers, the alcohol-based markers on that bad boy. And in that regard, I like it. And the thing I don't really like about it is it's smooth. It's smoother than the Art Alternative sketchbook, which is one I just finished using. And I think maybe it's not the sketchbook, maybe it's me. I just have to transition and get used to that paper again. I think that's all it is. And then the week after that, I plan on doing, well, I've already recorded, it's a tutorial, which was suggested by a viewer. It's a tutorial on how to draw a lady. Well, they asked if I could show you how to draw a body, but I feel like I have to practice drawing guys more before I do a tutorial, so yeah. This is pretty much the end. Like I said, this is a draw this in your style drawing, so if you like to draw this in your style, you're more than welcome to, and tag me on Instagram, or you can use hashtag malevolence TYF. It doesn't make any sense. Why is that his name? You will find out soon if you read my book, which I'm still writing. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you enjoyed the rest of your day.